Episode: Technical Debt and Heroes. Heroes and Villages and Tech Debt. People plow forward in the name of making progress towards finishing a product or a service or a tool. But they leave hacks and inefficient code behind them in their haste to get done and ship their software. All things left hacked or inefficient, or worse, flawed and buggy, will bite the team and the product or service down the road. So fix them while you can, before things go sideways in the wild of retail, in the customer's hands. Fix them before the team has forgotten how to fix them, or even what to fix. The stuff left behind that needs to be refined, refactored, improved, or outright fixed, sometimes replaced, is known as technical debt. So what is technical debt? Coming from an engineering, technical director, and code firefighter background, coupled with my design and business experience, I have seen the tremendous impact of poorly maintained code, tools, and libraries on development of efficiency and innovation, not to mention the quality of the actual product and the end experience. Code, tools, and libraries. Game code, if it is to be reused in any sequel, derivation, or pipeline, or even just in a game that might benefit from something that someone else did. These are all things that need to be maintained so that others can confidently use them. All of these things are versions or variants of technical debt. Technical debt must be paid, or schedules of the future will slip. Excessive hard-to-find bugs will happen, and product and code quality will be reduced. Unfortunately, business leaders, executives, producers, and finance partners, one and all, rarely support investing the time and the money, the people, on something that has already shipped. Indeed, they are ignorant of the baling wire and the duct tape that has been used to make the product finish. They are ignorant of all that has been plastered and hacked throughout the code to become final, so that it might be a retail experience. Every update compounds the legacy of ruin that is mounting under the hood from unmaintained hacks and shunts throughout the code. All of this code that needs to be cleaned up, refactored, to be maintained for ongoing adoption and reuse, is technical debt. It is engineering time skipped in the interest of time to ship a product, but it is at the cost of the future. It should be paid, and it should be paid soon, while it is still fresh in the minds of the team. My advice: make sure to have a technical postmortem, and make sure any technical debt is planned for and paid for. If you do not pay technical debt, your product and team will have far more bugs and performance issues, and will easily burn as much time in wasted, unnecessary, frustrating debugging and optimization work that could otherwise have just been paid once by doing and paying the technical debt. In paying the technical debt, other people can leverage your code. The bottom line: quantify and pay your technical debt after a technical postmortem. I have often heard people demand that we should do something that they believe needed to be done based on their experience or intuition. People were supposed to accept their allegedly wise words as absolute, unquestionable truth. I have seen huge telemetry reports of vast amounts of collected data, showing outliers, mins, maxes, means, etc. People dump so much telemetry data as if the data dump unto itself means something. As if a mass pile of data is actionable. Well, data alone is useless. That said, it can be valuable, like a second-tier presentation, to show the raw data of how you might have reached an epiphany or discovered an emergent discovery. The key is to distill, map, and group data into meaningful categories and aggregates. Merge the data into integrated data, where it contributes to the interpretation of data into insightful information that is actionable. Data that has been interpreted becomes information. Information provides insight and may guide actions. Information is key to making decisions and taking informed actions. Therefore, insist that telemetry and analytics be reported as information first and foremost, with summaries, interpretations, and recommendations, and then provide the raw data that supports the interpretation. Someone else might have their own emergent discovery from the raw data. It is valuable to show it. Therefore, I'll repeat, data alone offers little value until it has been interpreted. Information is data interpreted for a purpose. Make sure to collect information so that you will make informed decisions. Information is the foundation of knowledge. With information, we can discern relationships, correlations, and causations. Of course, how we interpret information is unique to most people. That is why product and discipline leaders should provide their interpretation of data and information for everyone to see. They should explain how it applies to the team and the company. They should detail how it affects its business and products. And they should conclude with a new plan of action, or formally say the team will stay the course on their current plan. In life, you are your own executive leader. You interpret all the data and information in your life for yourself. I like to believe that wisdom is knowledge from experience. That your experience in life is your data. They are just sample points in a complex input system of life data. Life data is knowledge without meaning. It is just facts and events. But you interpret your experience data and you distill it into simpler concepts. Experience data, you group it and summarize it. Wisdom is derived from actionable experience data. Experience data shapes and influences our beliefs, our superstitions, our values. Wisdom is the result of processed and internalized experience data against our ideologies. It is unfortunate that so few people seem to be able to learn from other people's mistakes or missteps. I have strived myself to observe others stumble or fail, and to understand why they did so, and how I could avoid blundering myself as they did. I hoped to glean wisdom from other people's stories or my observed consequences of their actions or decisions on them. Alas, most people must fail themselves to learn. They seem unable to learn from others. So all I can say is this: try to learn from others. I know it is far easier said than done. In the moment, we get caught up in our own normal way of thinking, and we may suffer the momentum that pushes us forward, even when it is imprudent. I admit that I am victim of the same failings, but I will always strive and try to learn from others. I am sure you have heard the phrase, "it takes a village." Well, it is certainly overused, and it may be very misleading. It is my experience that villages fail, fall, and die when severe hardships come their way. They need extraordinary talent to save them from time to time. It is heroes that rise to save the village, whether it is from disease, famine, or war, or whatever. They save the day. Heroes save villages. Therefore, let's look at this logically. Villages need heroes to save them from time to time. Conversely, heroes do not need villages because they can go anywhere. Projects need heroes, just like villages. Projects need technical directors and expert leaders, whereas tech directors and leaders do not need projects because they could always make their own products. It can be counterintuitive, but it is critical to protect yourself at all costs, first and foremost, no matter what. It is not selfish. It is about being there for others. If you falter or fall, you will not be there to help anyone else. Modern psychiatry would tell us that you must care for yourself so that you can care for your spouse and children, and then extended family and friends. Airplanes direct passengers to first use the oxygen masks for themselves and then help others. These are all the same message. Make sure that you are okay, so that you are capable of helping others. Protect yourself so that you can protect others. Being a hero is selfless, but make sure to protect yourself first so that you can be a selfless hero to others. Remember, the village is not there for you. The village will not save you, but you can save the village and be a hero. Well, that all sounds pretty heroic, but are there anti-heroes that covertly harm the team and the project, even the final product, for their own gain? I have seen a few times the dismaying sabotage by nasty, no integrity, evil people. They literally manufactured crises to justify their swooping in to be a hero. That's right. These people were fine with ruining projects, products, and people's lives, just so they might be perceived as a white knight. When your auditors are crooked, you are at a disadvantage. You could get into the weeds of everything. You could dumpster dive, as they say, pursuing version control, source code, and data depots for clues of what is really going on, presuming you have the expertise to know what you're looking at and find what you're looking for. I have found myself dumpster diving can be a useful tool, but it does not scale, and it can feel invasive and untrusting to the team. And so I suggest pursuing version control depot diving and reviewing task and bug lists for Project Insight, but do not go too deep unless the project is failing. Then do what must be done to recover and save the project. I have found one solution that potentially mitigates nasty, corrupt people that would manufacture a crisis so that they could appear as a hero and save the day from the very threat that they created. Incentivizing people to do the right thing can overcome selfish, greedy, corrupt people. People will do the right thing, even corrupt people, because it benefits them more to do so, to do the right thing. So imagine, people become heroes by saving the day from a crisis, and they are often celebrated for that. There is clear incentive to always have a crisis. And if there is not a crisis, people driven to be heroes are incentivized to create a crisis. Surprisingly, some people really do create problems and crises subconsciously even, because they just feel better when they're solving problems. Therefore, although heroes may not need villages, they do need crises in order to be heroic and save the day. So how can a would-be hero be heroic and be celebrated without a crisis? We don't want crises. They're bad. If heroes are firefighters, can they also be fire marshals and prevent fires? In fact, fire marshals inspect, audit, and assess, and they have the power to direct actions and to direct change. Fire marshals can shut things down or make things move forward. If preventing crises as a fire marshal was more celebrated and more rewarded, then even the corrupt, low-integrity people will do the right thing and prevent fires and not start them so that they have to put them out. Reward fire marshals more than firefighters. So let me summarize one more time. Reward and celebrate problem prevention. Make being a successful fire marshal the highest honor with great respect. Make being a firefighter a valuable skill, but one of recourse, not one of desire. In a similar way, let me tell the tale of fixers. I am not talking about cliche mobster fixers that clean a crime scene to remove evidence. No, I am talking about product development fixers. Product fixers are all-powerful, cross-discipline subject matter experts. They can be thrown in the deep end of complex tools, products, code, or pipelines. Even finance, legal, marketing, and public relations. Product fixers are cliche jacks of all trade, but they are experts in at least 2 to 3 domains as well. Product fixers are brought in when products are failing or floundering so badly that they require external intervention. Product fixers usually engage projects when they are trying to finish, because most people are addicted to iteration or cannot recognize when an experience is good, often because they have been close to the feature during its evolution and they've lost perspective. Product fixers must have the authority to make changes to features, tech, or schedules, even to the staff assigned to the project. Product fixers make sure that products ship on time, on schedule, of high quality. And finally, heroes come in all forms. Give latitude to everyone to rise to challenges and be heroes, and recognize and celebrate them. Your village needs heroes.